Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the What Was That podcast. I'm Jazzy.
And I'm Addi.
Now, your name doesn't have to be Stevie Wonder for you to wonder where superstitions come from. Do these tricks actually help, or is the writing on the wall?
Is the key to a happy new year the belief in things you don't understand? We've been warned superstition ain't the way, but what if it is? Sorry, I'll try it again. I'll try it.
I hope it. Yeah.
Is the key to a happy new year the belief in things you don't understand? We've been warned superstition ain't the way, but what if it is?
Okay, so in case you couldn't tell by our really good intro, this episode's about superstitions, specifically with New Year's Eve. There's a ton of them, but we found some ones that I didn't know about.
Like the Blagisen.
Yeah, the Blagisen. or the Namahage. Which I like how I wrote the pronunciation out. And it's literally...
Or the horse...
I wrote everything out for that one, and I was like, okay, let me see how to say it.
Today we're gonna talk about the horse gog.
Yeah,
the horse.
The horse.
I'm sorry, I don't know what you Swedes are getting up to over there.
Yeah, but excuse me. Oh my god.
Swede.
This is a. Oh, good. It's a family podcast. It's not. Anyway, so let's get in.
Wait, what are we talking about? We're doing little superstitions.
Little spooky superstitions from around the world that are done on New Year's that are different from, like the kiss or the grapes.
Which I hadn't even heard of the grapes until last year.
Same. Did you do grapes under the table?
No, I didn't know it was under the table. I thought it was just like you eat 12 grapes.
Okay, so I looked at a thing. It said the tradition is just to eat 12 grapes, but for some reason TikTok and it was like it has to be under a table. So I don't know.
Is it because everything's under the table? It's just like shady business.
Shady little business, yeah.
You're like really asking for an extra kick of money because you're eating grapes, but they're given to you under the table.
Under the table, yeah.
Under the table grapes?
Under the table grapes. Yeah, I don't know anyone who ate grapes under the table, but if you did, let me know how 2024 turned out for you.
I wish we could have like a test study, like a test group where we're like, you guys, you all eat grapes. You guys eat black-eyed peas.
Yeah.
You guys wear red underwear.
Yep.
And see and compare.
See what you get from the year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so superstition number 1. The Blagisen.
Is that how you say it?
Hold on.
Blagisen.
Blagisen.
Blagisen. Blagisen.
Blagisen.
Okay. I don't like the way it's yelled at me.
But she's not nice. So in parts of Germany, Austria, Turkey, and a few other countries, there's a tradition to celebrate the new year by engaging in Blagisen, which is also... Okay, so everything I've looked up is like you have to say it really fast for it to sound right.
Okay.
Molybdenmancy.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Molybdenmancy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which basically, I'm going to say lead pouring because I'm going to have a hard time saying the two other ones.
Yeah.
It's a me problem. So essentially, lead is cooled down to form a shape that it is to be interpreted. It's a type of divination which is believed to help people to see what the new year will bring. Lead pouring kits were available for purchase, and it contains small bits of lead and a wood-handled spoon. Using a candle, each person holds the spoon over a flame to melt down a small amount of lead, and then they pour it into a container of water. The shape of the lead will predict what the future holds.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh. You didn't watch Harry Potter, but it's
I watched most of them. but I just haven't seen them in a long time.
I'm sure. It's like when they're looking into the cups at the tea leaves and they're like, you have the grim.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Just with lead, which I don't imagine the shapes are. We'll put a picture of the shapes.
I can't even picture the shape, so it's gonna be really interesting editing this.
Yeah, you'll find out.
That's what it looks like. Hey, this is what it looks like, guys.
It leaves some stuff up to interpretation for sure.
I'm imagining a lava lamp,
It's kind of just like blobby,
like a lava lamp.
but like sometimes strings. It's pretty much a lava lamp.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what it comes out looking like. The tradition of lead pouring goes back to ancient Rome. The Celts and the Romans engaged in lead pouring, which sometimes they also use wax. They also interpreted the movement of the flame of a candle, which I'm going to start looking at candles now and be like, what does it mean?
I'm not getting anything. It's actually kind of small.
Does that mean...
Small futures.
Oh my God, I was going to say nothing crazy is going to happen. It says little flame.
Oh yeah, yeah. That
We're going to do mine.
I like yours a lot better. I think yours is a much better option personally.
So yeah, among the common shapes, you could get a ball, which means luck will roll your way. A sword, meaning you're going to have a risk-taking and courageous year. Frog means you're going to win some sort of lottery. Fox means that you're going to come out of the year being very like smart and have some initiative. Things will be happening for you in that realm. A chalice is for a happy future, and a mask means that you will be welcome everywhere you go.
You're telling me that they pour lead into water and they see a chalice or a fox? How do you...
So again, with the picture, I feel like there's a lot of interpretation that goes into what some of these shapes maybe.
Yeah, I'm like, I have to look at some of your links because I don't
Literally, yeah.
That's what it is?
Yeah.
That's a blob.
Yeah.
If anything, I kind of see like a maybe like an elephant, like half man, half elephant, kind of like leaning back.
I could see that.
Yeah. You know, just like, hey.
I see the Grinch.
Yeah, I could see the Grinch.
Yeah.
Sasquatch. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know how they interpret what any of those shapes are, but for some fairly obvious reasons, the lead in many lead pouring kits has been replaced with tin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And this practice is highly discouraged because of the lead poisoning that people can get from interacting with lead.
That's crazy.
That's pretty wild. Wax and dough are promoted ways to practice this as a form of divination. People are like, yeah, you could do it with like basically make a funnel cake. See what shape you get, and then you can eat your future. So,
gotcha.
Yeah. There are areas of Turkey, as well as in traditional Jewish medicine practices, that use lead pouring as a means to repel the evil eye. Pouring lead is a practice that has been done by ancient shamans to protect people who are believed to be haunted by bad souls. The shapes formed in the lead after pouring into water can be interpreted not to peek into the future, but to figure out the source of the negative energy. It's believed that after the lead pouring, the evil eye is dismissed from the person who was watching. So essentially all your bad will go away.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's
all the evil that's leaving. It's actually not. It's just lead poison.
It's just, yeah. You're like, I do feel different.
Yeah.
Poisoning.
Yep. It's just like a psychosis that's like set on a little bit.
Okay. Wasn't there like lead in the paint and that's why boomers are insane?
Yeah. It's like
like actually not just me being a dick.
No, there was like something like there was like a rise in serial killers in the 80s because of lead poisoning.
Yeah, abdominal pain, neurological changes, irritability. So yeah.
Lead poisoning.
Lead
Everyone's trying to get rid of the evil eye. Meanwhile, they're literally
high key lead poisoning.
lead poisoning the entire time. Huh. Interesting. It's kind of similar to like how in some countries they read coffee grounds. I like lived next to some Turkish women when I lived in Wisconsin, and they were so sweet. But they would invite me over for Turkish coffee all the time, and they would read my coffee grounds like every time that I would come over to drink coffee. And that was always really cool because it is like just like up to interpretation.
Yeah, that's super cool.
And I don't know why I'm dogging on it so much either, because like I read tarot cards, so it's just like literally all interpretation.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, that's so dumb. What do you mean they see a chalice? That's a blob. Meanwhile, I'm like, this card, I think it means this because of this. Yeah, same thing. But, you know, different. I won't be pouring lead into anything anytime soon, so.
I just don't even have any lead on hand, so.
Oh, I have a little bit left, but I just don't think I want to touch it at this point. I think I want to, like, you know, it's a new year. It's a new year, new me. I don't want to, I'm not bringing lead into the new year.
Lead behind. Leaving the head behind.
2025. Leaving the head. I don't want to leave no head behind.
Me either. It's pretty cool.
Hey, yo.
Huh? We got lead poison in the books.
Yep.
We got some poison. Some funnel cakes. We got some funnel cake action going on.
Some funnel cake for the new year always.
Yeah, just some interpretation. Some nice little fun with lead. So, superstition number 2 is the Namahage.
That's gay.
And the Namahage is like an ogre deity that visits on New Year's Eve in Japan. Did I say in Japan? Japan. Japanese. This is Japanese. Yay! But they visit on New Year's to warn against laziness. I can't even finish a word because I'm lazy. To warn against laziness, bring good health, good harvest, and good fortune. And once a year, during the first full moon of the new year, the Namahage descend from the mountains to scare villagers.
Boo.
Yeah. They have bright red or blue skin, wild hair and eyes, large mouths full of sharp teeth, and often have horns sprouting from their forehead. Picture. They wear straw leggings and raincoats and carry large blades.
They sound so fun.
They sound like a great time.
Yeah.
Like they really know how to party. In fact, they know how to party so hard that they go door to door wielding their knives, asking if there are any bad kids in the home.
You know what would be so crazy? Hey, you got any bad kids? Holding knives.
You got any bad kids in there? Despite their ferocious appearance and behavior, they're actually well-meaning, as they are sent down from the mountains as messengers of the gods to warn those who have been lazy or wicked. They're just there.
I'm just here to warn you. That's all. Don't
Tucker and Dale. Yeah. How many times are we gonna like reference Tucker and Dale throughout
Every
the years?
episode, hopefully.
Oh my god. Yeah. They're like, hey, actually, I know we look really scary and we're wielding weapons, but we're just here to remind you not to be so lazy.
In the house, people are screaming, crying, grabbing
Showing
weapons,
them
jumping out of windows. Like, I just came here to warn you guys. And then people just started killing themselves all over my property.
Oh my God.
The other guy comes on. You have like the red faced guy and the blue faced guy comes in like 10 minutes later. He's like, hey, what'd you do?
What happened to everyone?
What? You weren't supposed to kill him. He's like, they killed themselves.
Did you give them the message at least? Did you warn them?
No, they saw my knife and they just started screaming. I didn't know what happened. It all happened so fast.
You know, I'm really starting to think we shouldn't carry around these knives anymore.
Do you think maybe it would help if we like combed our hair or like maybe like tried some like nice like colored blush? I don't know, like
Shaved the teeth down.
comb our hair, like kind of like force our eyes to close a little bit.
Yeah.
Drop the weapons.
Drop the weapons entirely.
Maybe we should just like rethink this whole thing, re-strategize.
Maybe we should just send a newsletter.
We don't need to show up if we're not gonna. We're not trying to scare anyone to killing themselves. Just send an email.
Yeah. Just use MailChimp.
This is like spam mail. Don't be lazy for the new year.
It always goes to spam. Why are these people still being lazy for New Year? We sent the email.
Every year we tell them the same thing.
They do this every year.
They do this every year.
In small villages around Japan, young men dress as the Namahage and go door to door to frighten lazy people.
Huh?
They threaten to snatch away misbehaving children, but can be bribed with sake and rice cakes. Basically, he's like Krampus, except he comes around for New Year's and instead of Christmas, and he encourages bribery.
If I was
A young boy.
a Namahage, I would also be. I would do like young warthog. When I was a young warthog. But yeah, if I was a Namahage, I could entirely be bribed with sake and rice. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I'll leave you alone if you give me some alcohol and a snack.
And, oh darn! I guess I have to go to the next house and try
Get
to
some
get
more
sake.
alcohol and another snack.
They're just having a night out.
Oh my god, joke's on them. If they give the Namahage a treat, they turn into one just like
the macaw. Yeah.
Bakawas.
Yeah,
Bakawas? Bakwas?
I don't know. I said it both ways.
Bakwas. I think it's bakwas.
Is it just like the bakwas?
What oh yep.
Yep.
Yep, but yes. Anyway, yeah, it can. Yeah, just men coming to your house in blue masks with little knives. They're like, "Give me sucky. I want a snack. Rice cake.
Yeah.
Don't be lazy."
The way I would have these guys every single year,
Huh?
Have these guys?
like they would always come to my door because like,
Oh, okay.
they'd be
I
like,
was
don't
like,
be lazy, and I'll be like, I'll see you next year.
oh, I was like,
Not in that way.
okay.
That
I
was
was
not
like,
one of my hear me outs.
well,
Not one of my hear me outs. No. No.
today the Namahage still plays a part in New Year's festivities in various parts of Japan. Villagers dress up in straw raincoats and leggings, wear oni masks, and wear large knives. Wield large knives. They go from house to house and play the part of the Namahage.
So it's a night out.
Yeah, it's just like the Krampus night where like people just like go around like terrorizing other people.
Yeah.
It's except they're big guys with knives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's silly good fun.
Yeah, it's just all in good fun. Just to make sure you're not being lazy.
Yeah.
Residents visited by these Namahage are expected to give presents to their guests. In exchange, the Namahage warn children to be good. Newlywed couples are also on the Namahage hit list. They are expected to be given an account of all their evil deeds during their first year together, as well as serve sake and food to the Namahage before sending them off.
Hell no.
Max and Bettina, I'm coming to your house.
Oh my god.
Feed me treats.
You're like, it's your first year married and it's like your first New Year's together and you and your wife like you do like a full like lockdown. Like I don't know why is it like you and your wife you and your partner do like a full lockdown where it's like the purge, like you like
the
close like
shutters on the
shutters.
doors,
Yeah.
yeah.
You like set a full security system. You're like, don't answer the door. You just hear like the Namahage outside like tapping his knife against the window and he's like, don't be lazy. Don't be lazy.
Just hiding under the bed, covering your mouth like,
Yeah. All night in the closet
One tear.
covered by just crying.
and then the cat meows.
Your phone vibrates. You're like trying to get a hold of the cops, and then like they're like, "Ma'am, are you still here?"
Meanwhile, Tucker and Taylor are out there like, I don't think anyone's home. Are you sure?
We're trying to hold you accountable. We're not trying to make you have a hard time. Oh my god, the way I would like absolutely like poop my bits. Like,
Oh, yeah. If that's on my doorstep, yeah.
dude, can you? I wonder if there are any scary marriage stories, like traditions, like like that are specific to like every like the first year you get married. Like on this day, this happens.
Okay.
Yeah, I wonder if there are some like that because that would be absolutely terrifying.
I know that the whole thing with bridesmaids, it was supposed to be like girls in the village that kind of looked like you. So when evil spirits tried to attack the bride, they would go to the bridesmaids instead because they got confused. And that's
What?
also why you wear a veil to kind of hide your face.
What?
Yeah, so jokes on Bettina, we don't look alike. So the demon's going after you.
I literally like my mind is blown. I did not know that at all.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Is it the same for like the groomsmen?
I wonder if it, I assume so.
But the groomsmen
Maybe
don't
so you
wear a
need guys
veil.
to help you
Yeah.
beat up the demon trying to come steal your bride.
I know like the veil too like is also like a Christian thing for like purity, like you're like revealing the bride, like the possession.
Yeah.
You're like, here's your prize. Here you go. This is what you bought.
Did you know what she looked like? Well, sometimes they didn't actually, so yeah.
That yeah.
It was like a what will you get?
Yeah. That doesn't really matter. You're gonna have kids. That's what your only purpose is. But yeah, that's it. That's the Namahage.
Superstition number 3 is Arskog, which is a Swedish folk tradition. It's a form of divination that was done to gain insight into what's going to happen in the upcoming 12 months. The earliest references. The earliest records of this goes back to the 1600s.
Damn.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart.
Damn.
Oh, I'm sorry.
To participate, a person must walk into the forest without fire, food, or drink, and walk far enough into said forest that they can't easily just go back to the village. Essentially, you have to be deep in the woods at night, hungry, alone, no light, no snacks. You're just out there, you know?
Just girl things.
Just girly things. Bella.
Got him. Got him.
Crumbled on the ground, not moving.
She had a bad year walk. It's also, if you translate it, it's year walk. So I'm going to say that from now on.
Okay.
For
purposes, because it sounds like this.
Or skunk.
Hey, yo.
Participating in the year walk promised information about the future, but only if the walker followed the rules and reached the local graveyard. The walk is usually
Sorry, I like looked over the
graveyard.
Oh!
The walk is usually performed alone at midnight when Swedes believed dark forces and supernatural beings were their most active and the dead mingled with the living. This let the walker tap into the prophetic power of the season, but it also meant opening oneself to all the spookies swirling around.
Yeah.
Walkers encountered frightening entities like the brook horse. The brook horse would invite children to ride it and lengthen its back to accommodate more and more children.
Is that the horse? Why it's called the horse?
Swedes, tap in. Let us know.
We actually do have, which is so strange. I mean, it's probably somebody on a VPN, but it says on like our like little platform thing that we can track everyone that we have people that listen in Sweden.
That's so cute.
So just saying.
If you are in Sweden, thank you. If you're using a VPN, that's cool. And also thank you.
Either way, thanks.
When the horse felt like it had enough riders, it would jump into a body of water, drowning all of the riders and taking their souls.
Huh?
Right?
Nuclear.
Right.
Like 0 to 100. Oh
It's
my
like,
god,
oh.
that picture.
It's like, oh, I have 10 children. Tantrum. Bye.
Can you imagine? Oh my god, it's like whenever like you play a video game and you only get to use something like a certain amount of times before it just like eviscerates.
On.
You ride this fucking horse a few times and it's like, that was it.
Yeah.
That was my use. That's your use too.
I just imagine knowing myself as a child and knowing my cousins, we would have been like, oh, we got 4 kids on. 5.
Yeah.
No, not 6, not 6. Okay, come on.
It's like chicken with a horse who's gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Who's just gonna drown you.
Once you get to that 9th kid, you're like, damn it, Jesse. You got us all killed. Oh.
Do they all die?
Yeah, they drown. Can you
it's
imagine like a 10-person long horse?
That just like dives into the water. It's like the magic school bus or something. Like Jesus. It's a bus-sized horse with like 30 kids on it, and it's like
It's like in My Neighbor Totoro, the cat bus, where it can like stretch, but a horse and it kills you.
all the kids. It drowns you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway, they could also encounter the Uldra, which was a beautiful tree-like nymph. Considered to be the guardian of the forest, they would lure people into their homes to either marry or kill them. Either which way, the victim was lost forever. Which, like, same girl. Creatures did all they could to distract you in a year walk. Talking, laughing, or being afraid in any fashion was forbidden. It was supposed to be a somber walk. And those who broke the rule sometimes sacrificed their sanity, lost an eye, or disappeared.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. After venturing into the forest, walkers approached the church in their town and the attached graveyards. Cemeteries were considered particularly active. Walkers.
Waka flocka flames. Sorry.
Walkers reported source.
What do you want, Mike Wazowski?
The only way I can say an R and a W is if I do it as a Ross.
Walkers reported songs coming from open graves.
Dead spirits walking about and fresh graves that did not exist before.
She's really good.
Walkers reported hearing songs coming from open graves, dead spirits walking about, and fresh graves that did not exist before. Keep in mind, walking around the graveyard was at the end and essential to completing the year walk, so you're not getting around encountering spirits and dead bodies. All this was endured in exchange for seeing omens, which were often bleak and frightening. A walker might gain information about marriage, the harvest, the possibility of war, or if there will be fires. But the most common information was about who was going to die in an upcoming year. So you go through all this. You risk your sanity. You risk disappearing, all to find out that, like, Uncle Joe's going to die this year.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bummer.
That is a bit of
At
a
least
bummer.
I don't know if I want to know. I don't think I'd be a year walker. To be honest.
No, I feel like the payoff is not really anywhere close to worth it.
Because there's nothing you can do about it. You just know.
Yeah, you just know the answer, and it's like, well, why did I do all that just to know?
Yeah. Especially like the risk is actually going insane or going missing.
Yeah, just dying.
Or dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Being drowned by a horse. Like,
With you and all your friends.
but I have said if I was in a horror movie, it would not be that long a movie. So I'm just not the most adventurous. I will not be year walking. There is a Swedish folklore scholar named Tommy Kuisla, who's notable. I don't think I said that right here. Notable when looking into the rules and accounts of what happened during Arskog. The ritual involved a number of steps, including the preparation. The walker would separate themselves from the community for a day and fast silently in a dark room, just to make sure you are hungry. For the actual walk, you would set out on a journey towards the church, encountering spiritual creatures along the way. And then the end step, which is the vision. Once the walker reaches the church, they would walk around the cemetery and see visions of the upcoming year.
Okay. This reminds me so much of this movie that I just recently watched. I think it was called The Harvest. I don't know. Put it here. But it was like this like not skeleton, this like scarecrow. But basically it was like every year this town has this like competition basically to see like whoever kills the scarecrow that year, because like this like monster is like will just like tear everything to shreds, you know?
Okay.
So whoever gets it like wins for that year. There's a big twist, but I won't spoil it. But it's like before this celebration of this event, they all the hunters, essentially, they're like high schoolers, lock themselves away for a certain amount of time. I can't remember how much it was, but like lock themselves away from like people, food, stuff like that. So they're like crazy.
Yeah.
Essentially. So that's what this reminds me of, because that's like, you know, and it ends at the church. Like their goal is to like bring that thing to the church. And it's like, yeah.
I wonder if it was like,
or no, it's like to keep them away from the church or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I wonder if some of it's inspired by it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rules for the walk were passed by word of mouth, and the steps varied by location. There was a video game that came out in 2013 based on it, called The Year Walk, which I'd be very interested. I need to see what platforms it's on. Very interested to play that.
Yeah, I would also be interested. I want to look it up.
Yeah.
That sounds like really fun. I love a good spooky game. So now like it would be so cool. Later, guys. Once we have some more followers and can do some live streams, maybe we'll one day stream us playing The Year Walk, the video game.
We have 35 subscribers. Bump us to 100 and we'll start doing some crazier stuff.
We actually need to get to like 10,000
Get us to 10,000
hours listened to, and 1,000 something. Yeah, it's an insane amount.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah, now that we've gone through the superstitions, let's get to the spooky stories. You know, that's kind of what we do.
Yeah.
What we do
What's an
best.
episode of What Was That without a little spooky story?
Spooky story. So without further ado, we have a New Year's Eve story. Never sleep on New Year's Eve. Never sleep on New Year's Eve. It's something that my mother always told me. And well, I believed her for the longest time because she's my mother. I always assumed that it was because she wanted me to be the runner at her little New Year's party. She would invite her friends over and they would drink and play cards. I would be forced to fill glasses and refill the cheese and crackers. Then, when the clock struck midnight, everyone would leave and I would be rushed off to bed. I'm older now, moved in with some friends, and got a new job. This new job had been working me crap hours. I had to cover for all the people who quit or didn't bother showing up. That meant overtime on overtime. I, being naive, easily accepted it, even though It was killing me slowly. So when I finally got off early on New Year's Eve, I thought I would try and party a bit. My friends and I cracked a few beers, and I sat in the living room while the TV was turned to the Times Square countdown. I felt my eyes get heavy, and I tried to bear through it. But by the time 10 p.m. rolled around, it was time for me to tap out. I stood up, announced that I was going to bed, and went upstairs. I seemed to fall asleep fairly quickly and was teased with a wonderful dream.
Hey, yo!
Ooh. Just a dream like,
When I woke up, the house was silent and the sun was shining bright. I went downstairs and grabbed something from the fridge just to see that the living room was a hot mess. I shouted out to my roommate Lauren, but I got no response. I called out again. Nothing. She's usually up by now since it was nearing 12 in the afternoon. I went upstairs to Lauren's room, but she wasn't there. I called out to my other roommate, Nikki, but no response from her either. When I checked her room, she was also gone. Maybe they went somewhere together? I ran outside to see if their cars were gone, but they were still there. I assumed they didn't go for a walk, considering the fact that it was dead middle of winter, where temperatures were reaching nearly -10. While I was outside, I noticed something. There were no cars going by. Now, I live on a fairly busy street, so I found this weird. I peeked down a bit further, and there were no cars in sight. Now, this may sound weird, but I peeked into my neighbors' houses, but there was no sight of them. All their cars were still in their driveways. I began getting paranoid at this point, so I sprinted back inside. I turned on my radio, one of my Christmas gifts, to the morning talk station. I was met by radio silence. By then, I really started panicking. I grabbed my keys and drove out in my car. I drove for miles on miles, but there were no people. Restaurants, grocery stores, and even in the city, there was nobody, just silence. I finally checked my phone. The calls wouldn't ring, texts wouldn't send, and most of all, the date read January 1st, 2021. I came to the conclusion that I was trapped alone in the same year, like the year had repeated itself. At first, being alone was scary. Then, it was kind of fun. I would go around exploring buildings I had never been in, sleep in 5-star hotels, walk into celebrities' mansions, and take anything I wanted from stores. But by month 3, all the non-processed food had gone bad since there was nobody working at the stores. By month 5, the grocery stores began smelling so rancid that I had to wear a mask to enter. I've been living on canned vegetables and frozen food that I'm starting to get sick of it. I would kill to sit down and be able to eat at a restaurant again. By month 7, I began feeling so lonely. I missed everyone I knew, and I began going crazy. I would talk to this stuffed dog I named Brian, and we came up with a plan. We would travel to all 50 states and take a picture at the iconic sites. By month 9, I had already completed it and felt this immense feeling of emptiness. I had done everything. I wondered what was going on around the world. Was there anyone trapped like me? I couldn't check since, well, I couldn't fly a plane. By month 11, I had gone so insane that I thought maybe if I just ended it all, that I would be released from this hell. But then I paused and thought for a moment. If there was a way to get in, then there is a way to get out. After much thinking, I came to the conclusion that I had to make it to New Year's again. But then I saw them. They were these creatures. They stood over 9 feet and spoke in this deranged English kind of tongue. They were looking for someone, me. I got the sense that I should run, so I did. It's December 21st, 2021, right now, and I'm hiding out in California. Though, I can't stay for long. Those things have been following my tracks, and they're quickly catching up. I'm afraid that I won't make it to the end of the year, to 2023. In case I don't, heed my warnings, as my mother told me, never sleep on New Year's.
spooky.
Isn't that spooky?
Ooh,
Isn't that spooky?
I'd be so upset.
Yeah, it's insane. It's really funny because the post was made like 2 years ago and nobody's commented on it. But the user's been commenting on the Starbucks Reddit a lot recently. So
Yeah.
just a fun little spooky story, you know,
Yeah.
just a little something to spice it up. But it's like, I mean, it's everybody's like worst nightmare, but it's like that TikToker that like makes all the videos where they're like, they walk around these like famous sites and there's like nobody, and they're like, I'm in an alternate timeline or like this year and there's nobody else. kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you been seeing the stuff about the fuzzy lamp?
No.
No?
No.
There's this like I don't know how real it is. I've seen it on TikTok. But it's like if you look at a lamp and it looks fuzzy, it's like you're going into another timeline, like you're transitioning timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really know where that comes from.
Initially, when you said fuzzy, my brain went like
Like hairy.
fur.
Yeah.
Like fuzzy.
A hairy lamp.
Yeah.
No,
I was
it's like the light like looks weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I mean, there's like so many different interesting things and theories about timelines and whatnot, but
Yeah.
I can't imagine I would make it very long if I was in a world by myself.
No. This reminds me, did you watch The Twilight Zone?
No.
There's one episode where this guy, all he wants to do is sit alone and read his book, and he keeps getting interrupted. He works at a bank, and something happens, bomb sirens, whatever. He's in the vault down in the bank, and it gets closed. And so when everything blows up, he's totally safe and fine, but he's the only man on the planet. So he's like, oh, I get to finally read my book. And then he drops his glasses, and then he can't see.
No.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch the show The Last Man on Earth?
No.
Oh my god, it is so good. This guy, it's like a virus hits
Okay.
and it like takes place in like 2020 or something like weird. So it's like a virus hits, kills like almost everybody on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy like pretty much just like roams around for a long time and he just does whatever he wants because like there's no one else. And then he like stumbles upon this woman and then they stumble upon a couple other people throughout the series. I don't know. I stopped watching it after a while because I just suck it watching shows. But it's pretty funny. At least like the first like 2 seasons are pretty good.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I couldn't imagine just like living in a world. I mean, I can assume that it would be pretty cool for like a week.
Yeah, and then it's like, okay. As someone who thrives on attention.
Just Leo thing.
Yeah. I literally
somebody-
go up to people. I'm like, I need attention now.
Please talk to me.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm communicating my needs. Attention.
Yeah, and having nobody to sit there and listen to me yap, I would be so incredibly lonely.
Yeah.
It would be so sad. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
No.
No one to laugh at my jokes.
Yeah, no one to tell me I'm pretty. No one to like make me food.
No one to pet my head.
No one to scratch my back.
Yep.
No, I couldn't do it. No, simply not a fan.
I would simply jump off a cliff.
That was a very scary story because I don't like it. Also, I don't like, not that I don't like, but I like the ability to just like go to sleep on New Year's because I'm like, it's New Year's, right? Like, that's cute. Okay. You know, like,
Yeah.
the last 2 years, like we've like stayed up and just like played video games, you know, like we just like haven't really like done anything. I guess
Yeah.
even like it's like, yeah,
I'm like we're going out. We're watching fireworks. We're taking shots. We're dancing. We're kissing everybody. Let's go. So I think the only adjustments this year will be that I will be kissing one buddy, but we're going out. We're dancing. We're taking shots. We're seeing fireworks, baby. And once it's 12:01, we can go home.
okay. Yeah, I feel like we'll probably just stay home.
Yeah.
I know Quentin only has New Year's Day off, so I mean, so do we, I guess. But
Yeah.
yeah, we're probably just going to stay home and hang out, and we'll do a little smackarucci.
Yeah.
Well, this is coming out New Year's Day, so
Today.
I am fortunate. We recorded this obviously before now because that's you have to
You have to
obviously.
edit it.
Yeah, it does take us a lot of time to cut out all the yapping.
I know.
But me, Addison, now is predicting that future me went to bed at 12:02. Actually, I was in bed already, but at 12 o'clock, leaned over, kissed my beautiful partner, and then 12:02, done.
Oh.
Rain sounds on, lights off, blackout curtains closed, dead to the world.
Yep.
Yep.
If all goes well, stomping in the streets, hooping, hollering.
I hope you are, Queen.
Yeah.
I really hope the
I
best.
just love to hoop and holler.
Yeah.
So,
Kick off your 2025 so right.
yeah. I want to, like, get it all out. That way, by the time I'm middle-aged, I
You
just
won't
want to
have-
stay home.
Yeah, you won't have that like midlife.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
won't be like, oh, what I could have done. I'm like, no, I don't want to.
Yeah. That's kind of how I feel now because like my late teenage years and like early 20s were like that. So now I'm just like, I want to sit inside and crochet a little beanie.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Well, like 2024, that's a wrap. As someone who is superstitious, I will not be partaking in a year walk, but I might do a little Blageeson and see what 2025 has in store for me.
it's been an interesting year. We've had some lows and we've also had some highs, like this podcast, for example.
Yay!
Yay! So thank you all for your support as we try to make this the best damn podcast this far west of the Mississippi.
Damn, Skipper.
So don't forget to follow us on TikTok, Reddit, Instagram, Facebook. Our Reddit is whatwasthat_the_pod. You can also listen to us on Spotify, Amazon, Apple, Good Pod, whatever else you can get it. You can get it.
We're there.
You know, iHeartRadio. Yeah. Whoever listens to iHeartRadio.
Me winning my radio contest.
Or email us with your stories at whatwasthat.thepod@gmail.com. So, yeah, everyone, I hope you had a great holiday, a great new year. Here's to 2025 and everything that it holds in store for all of our listeners and for our podcast. And until next year, have a safe and happy holiday season. And wait, what was that?